Today we're talking about relationship between inflation rates and unemployment rates in 2021.
Unemployment, a challenge that can strike anyone at any moment. Did you know that industrialized and developing countries have approximately 30% of the global workforce unemployed, accounting for nearly 1 billion people around the globe? At least 34 million people are unemployed in the world's most affluent countries. There are many factors that contribute to this. The question is, does inflation play a role? Inflation has an inverse effect on unemployment. This is because where there is an increase in inflation, the unemployment rate goes down. On the contrary, as inflation decreases, the unemployment rate goes up. These increases and decreases in the economy can be defined by a term called business cycle. Researching the statistics of the relationship between rates of unemployment and inflation can be dependent on a strata split into females and males. Let's take a look at the data we collected and see whether this predicted correlation is true. Researching about unemployment and inflation is important because both directly impact the overall economic state of the society. High unemployment rates can lead to higher poverty rates and a low quality living. Unemployment also impacts the economy since there is less contribution to the economy in relation to spending less money. It is important to research this topic because a high unemployment rate means that a significant portion of the population is living without stable income. Business and society can use this information to adjust the economic policy accordingly. It is important for a society to know about inflation rate because it can help them to make long-range financial plans which lead to a better functioning economy. Professionals in fields such as economics, policymaking, and finance heavily rely on data regarding unemployment and inflation rates for decision making. Economists analyze these data to understand overall economic conditions and provide policy recommendations, while policy analysts contribute to formulating effective policies. Central bankers use the data to make decisions on monetary policy. Financial and investment analysts assess market trends and risks. Business executives, government officials, and human resource professionals incorporate this information into their strategies, adapting to economic climates. Additionally, academia and real estate professionals will all find this data valuable for research, theory development, and assessing property markets.
Let's start with the numbers. The mean unemployment rate for females is 9.31%, while the median is 6.73%. On the other hand, males show a mean of 7.14% and a median of 5.87%. It's important to point out that in the presence of outliers, relying on the median is preferable due to its resistance to extreme values, which may skew the data. The mean, being the average, provides an overall snapshot of the unemployment rate for each gender, while the median pinpoints the middle value in the ordered dataset. In our case, both the mean and median for females exceed those of males, indicating a higher unemployment rate for women. This suggests that a significant number of female unemployment rates falls above the midpoint. The noticeable gap implies the presence of either a low or high values, which have made the difference between our mean and median. The box and whisker plot tells us that there are outliers in this data. Because certain values have either an extremely high or low z-score, we can conclude that the data contains outliers. Sorting our data also allows us to find outliers, and typically, data with high or low values are regarded as outliers. It's also noticeable in our chart that some of the points for both men and women fall outside of our maximum range. These dots are known as outliers. Now let's address the origin of these outliers. Diverse unemployment rates across countries create a spectrum of data. Take Palestine, for example, where the female unemployment rate skyrockets to 39.73%, creating a visible outlier in our data. These differences contribute to the outliers we observe, painting a vivid picture of the global employment landscape. Beyond the mean and median, standard deviation indicates how far each data lies from the mean. Females have a lower standard deviation of approximately 0.048, however, males have a standard deviation of approximately 0.077. So, in conclusion, females' unemployment rate data are less spread out compared to males. And on average, the female data are closer to the mean of 9.31%, as where for males, the data on average is more spread out from the mean of 7.14%. In conclusion, this reveals a gender difference and outliers influenced by global differences.
Let's discuss the correlation between inflation and unemployment rates with a focus on gender differences. Our analysis reviews a correlation of 0.0452 for males and a slightly stronger correlation of 0.055 for females. Both figures indicate a weak positive correlation, suggesting that when a country experiences an increase in inflation, the unemployment rate tends to go down, and vice versa. However, these correlations are pretty low, indicating that there's not a strong correlation between inflation changes and the fluctuation in unemployment rates. Even though females shows a slightly stronger correlation, they're still within a comparable range. What this means is that a country's inflation rate might not be a great predictor of changes in unemployment. The validity of the data is influenced by several factors, revealing both strengths and limitations. The process of measuring unemployment involves identifying individuals in the labor force and making judgments based on income. However, potential biases may arise due to the outdated data, sourced only from 2021, and the use of sample that only represents 104 out of 195 countries. The limited sample size raises concerns about data's representativeness for the global population, potentially leading to extrapolation issues. Additionally, uncertainties surrounding the data collection process may affect the validity, including the method of data collection, the reliability of the source, and also the fact that gender inequalities occurs in certain workplaces, particularly in third world countries, impacting the comprehensiveness of the information. In summary, the validity of the data is compromised by factors such as outdated information, a limited sample size, potential biases in the data collection, and many more. Addressing these issues is essential for a more accurate and representative understanding of the global labor market.